GUM Unit 4, Lesson 37, Adverbs. So adverbs, if you remember, they are words that describe verbs, but they can also describe adjectives as well, which might be new to us. But adverbs, they come in different categories, and the first one we're looking at is how. So they will tell how something happens, how something is done, or how it happens in the sentence. They often end in an ly, and some examples would be like beautifully or carefully, urgently. One that's abnormal because it doesn't end in an ly would be well. If you look at the picture, the lion roared ferociously. So how did he roar? He roared ferociously. The ly is the hint there, but also it describes how he roared. The kitten purred softly, very softly, and softly is describing how they purred, and actually very is a different type of adverb that we'll get to in a minute. But softly describes how something is done, how the purring happened. Another example of a category of adverbs is where. So these adverbs will tell us about the place where something is done or happens in the sentence. And these generally come after the verb. And then we have some examples such as anywhere, away, here, home, in, outside, somewhere, there. All of our, or the majority of our prepositions, so above, underneath, below, across, those are all where adverbs as well. So if we look at the picture, I looked everywhere. So where did you do the looking? Everywhere. So that is your adverb. The next type of adverbs are when adverbs. These are sometimes referred to as the adverbs of time, and they tell us about the time of the happenings or the time that something is done in a sentence. Some examples would be after, afterwards, before, daily, never, now, soon, still, then, today, when. So things like yesterday, next week, weekly, all of those fall under adverbs of time. If you look in the picture says she flew the plane yesterday. So when did she fly it? She flew yesterday. So yesterday is that adverb of time. The next type of adverbs we have are to what extent. And these tell us about the level of extent that something is done or happens in the something. And usually we put these before the adjective or an adverb. And we have words such as extremely, not, quite, rather, really, terribly, to, and very. I think very and really are ones that we often overlook, but they tell us to what extent something is done. If it is very cold, it's telling us how cold it is. And so that is to what extent is the cold, extremely cold. So in this example, the baby drank nearly all the milk. The ly might be a clue to you, but if it's not necessarily a how adverb, so it might not be. And what you want to think about is that you're telling us to what extent the baby drank the milk. They didn't drink all the milk, but they drank nearly all the milk. So you're kind of quantifying it in that way. And that is just one of the other types of adverbs that we have.